What's up, everybody? Been a minute. Y'all want a Frosty bar tale? I got one for you. Here's a story about how I almost died. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Zelda Bomb Squad. As always, I am your man, Frosty, and this is Frosty's Bar Tales. Like I said in the intro, been a minute, but here is a good one for y'all. You heard me right. I'm telling you the story about how I almost died. That's right, Frosty almost met his demise. And, well, here's how here's the end result. See that? Right there? Yeah, that. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is how I almost died, legitimately. I would put up a picture, but I know the powers that be at YouTube would definitely frown upon that because it's, well, quite gory. But, so no, I'm not going to have a picture of that, but I will tell you what happens. That's the next best thing. So, what happened on this night? Well, first thing, you got to know a few things. My job. I am a bouncer, first and foremost. I'm also a barback. So, you know, if I was a bartender, I would want a perfectly stocked bar because that's when I'd be able to do my best work if I was a bartender. One day maybe, but that's not the point right now. The point here is that when I'm barbacking, if I would want a full bar, so that means I have to provide a full bar. So I tend to get a little bit of extra oomph in my speed. A little extra hitch in my giddy up, if you will. Just so I am like in the moment, ready to go, because at the end of the night, that's when we call last call, and I get to send everybody home, and I get to go home and enjoy an episode of Supernatural with my girlfriend. However, on this night, 'twas not to be, because I noticed I had to get a bottle of Patron. Now, here's the thing. We have 3 liquor cabinets in our basement. And yes, if I would have went to the cabinet that had all the Patron in it, none of this shit would have happened. So no, I like to avoid that because if I go to the liquor cabinets, then at the end of the night, I gotta restock the liquor cabinets. That takes way much more time. So you know what? I like to just say, screw it, go straight to the source. Straight to our back liquor room. Now, our Patron is way in the back, in like a little tiny little room, extended, like a little extension in our liquor room. And, well, since I had a little bit too much extra oomph in my speed on this day, because I was really excited to be getting off soon, as I was walking, I pulled one of these numbers. What can I say? I'm clumsy. So, after having done that, here's something you need to know. So, in this far back room, there was a pile of broken glass. Why? How? My guess is somebody that had a case of the Butterfingers accidentally must have dropped a bottle and it shattered. Now, to whoever did this really should have cleaned it up, but I'm not going to harp on because there's been plenty of times where I myself have gone to that back room, saw that pile of broken glass, thought, I really didn't do that, and I'm kind of in the middle of some shit, so I'm not cleaning that up. So I'm just as guilty as the next person, so a few people have felt pretty bad about this. There's really no need to. But, no, so I mean, to these people's credit, to whoever contributed to that pile of broken glass, they probably just swept it off to like the far back corner where literally nobody could have gotten hurt. But where there's a Frosty, there's a way. And there's a Frosty right here. So as I am making my strides and I got my oomph going, I'm going for that Patron, right? I do that number where I tripped over my own 2 feet. And I'm going down. And I'm going down fast. And I'm going down hard. And in front of that pile of broken glass is something on the ground, a doowacky, a whatchamacallit, or thingamashit. I have no idea what the hell it is. But on this thingamabobber, there is a plastic container that I tried to catch myself on the way down. And, well, wouldn't you know it, I just slid right off of that damn thing, and I ended up palming that pile of broken glass. Now, I'll admit, it didn't hurt. It was a shock, but it didn't really hurt. So I didn't exactly see the mess that I had just gotten myself into right away. No, because I had one of those moments where, you know, after I picked myself up off the glass and didn't even realize it, I kind of did like one of these numbers where like you kind of got to lean back and it's like, oh, whoo, shit, that was close. So I was doing one of those. And my hand, this one, the one that was bleeding, it's hanging over in that plastic container, and before I know it, I look over, and that thing's being filled with blood. And that's when I looked, and I saw that my hand was crimson, literally all of it, and there is a steady stream just pouring out of my hand. And that's when I'm like, uh-oh, oh no. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part of the story where I'm speaking all on hearsay, because I don't remember these next few lovely little bits. So I at least had the wherewithal to go find a bar rag. I'm pretty sure it was a clean one because, well, I know where all the clean shit is, and I know where all the dirty shit is, and I don't think I would have gone for a dirty rag on this day. So I find a rag, I wrap it around, I make my way through our downstairs maze because it used to be a bank. So then eventually I climbed a large set of stairs to go up to the main part of the bar with my hand covered with a rag and blood everywhere. And I'm quoted as saying to the first few people I saw, couldn't tell you who they were, I think I need a Band-Aid. And that's when there a few people were like, well, what happened? And they saw it and they're like, whoa, oh, you're going to need more than a Band-Aid on that one, mate. So a few ideas started sprinkling around, including somebody that suggested that we duct tape it shut. I mean, it's a practical idea on paper. Would have hurt like an absolute bitch pulling it off, but, you know, it would have helped. But see, that is when Person A, Hebrew, stepped forward to save my life. He takes me downstairs to the kitchen, puts me underneath a faucet. We're trying to clean it off. He's trying his best to clean it. He's trying his best to, you know, to at least close it up as much as he possibly can. So, to Hebrew, thank you for saving my ass. And so eventually it got to the point where it was like, yeah, he needs to go to the hospital like yesterday. So keep in mind, I'm still very much clocked in at this point. And so this is when somebody else decides to tag in and, you know, move on towards the next step of saving Frosty's life. And that is when Lady Chong drove me. Nice, lovely little person. She drives me, and as we're on our way to the emergency room, I'm having what could be described as an absolute giggle fit. About what? I couldn't tell you. And then all of a sudden it was followed by abrupt silence, followed by the distinct thud of my head bouncing off of her window. I was out. To hear her tell it, she legit thought I was dead in the passenger seat of her car. So, yeah, but of course I'm not going to die that easily. So, no, we get to the hospital, and this is when I start remembering things. This is when I start coming to. So, I remember getting the numbing agent injected into my hand, which hurt like an absolute bitch. And I distinctly remember the doctor saying, "Don't worry, calm down, Mr. Wilson. This will be the worst part of your evening." I'm like, okay. I mean, he wasn't wrong, because yeah, the numbing agent sucked absolute ass, but you know, the stitching after that, the 6 I got to close this fucking chasm, yeah, that I didn't really, I mean, I felt it, but it didn't hurt. So once he was all done, that's when this lovely doctor was so kind enough to bestow upon me this lovely piece of knowledge that I really could have gone without hearing. He looks right at me and goes, "Mr. Wilson, I just want to let you know you are an extremely lucky individual." And I said, "Lucky? I don't know if this would describe me as lucky, okay?" And after having a good laugh, I asked him, "Well, why?" "Well, okay, I'll bite. Why? What makes this so? What makes me so damn lucky on this one?" Because he looks at me and goes, "Well, if that glass would have been about half an inch deeper, you would have hit a main artery in your hand and you probably wouldn't have made it out of that room." Because, and here's the thing, I firmly believe him when he says it. Because a week later, over a week, because I was going to tell y'all this story last week, but I was getting my stitches removed, and it happened not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before that. So, yeah, and ever since, I mean, I have heard whenever the cleaning ladies came in the next day, I heard that they were all terrified because they thought, in their words, somebody had died. Truth be told, there was blood everywhere. I mean, there was a lot of my blood to clean up. Over a week later, was still finding it all over the place. If a forensic team came in and started looking around, they would have thought we're trying to cover up a murder or something like that. I mean, in the liquor room, we're still finding cases of Captain Morgan with spatters of blood on it. And this ain't cases that are on the floor. These are way up. So, I mean, they're on boxes at Tito's, on boxes at JMO. We got a beer garden in the back. There's a slight trail. You could just find, like, oh, there he was. He was also over there. He took that path that way. And like I said, a week later, we're still finding my shit. And then, of course, you know, my girlfriend drives me back to work because, yes, I went back to work. I mean, I had to. I had to clock out. I had to get my car. So, yes, I went back to work. We should not be surprised by this. And then, of course, just to prove that I am insane, literally the next night, went back to work like nothing had happened. And I continued working. So, yeah, I mean, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. And if you look close enough, which I'll just do this right here, you can see it. It's in the form of a check mark. Like, bam, bam. Kinda. Yeah, we can see it. We can see it a little bit. Yeah. So yeah, that is the story of Frosty. Literally almost bit it. Almost bit it. And here's the thing. I laugh, but I shouldn't, because you know it's my mortality. But it literally would have been at least an hour, because if somebody would have gone like that long without seeing me, they would probably have been like, "Hey, where's Frosty?" And they would have been like, he's probably, you know, restocking downstairs, doing the shit he normally does on a nightly basis. So they probably would have been like, "Hey, he's probably found his own groove. Let's not interrupt him. Let's not bother him." And then it would have been time to close, and they would have been like, "Hey, still no sign of Frosty. Did he go home? What happened?" So then that's when they would have gone downstairs, and, well, that's when they would have found me, and it would have been far too late. So to everybody that was involved in saving my life that night, thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I don't remember a lot of it. But, yeah, that was, yeah, it was the story of how I almost died. So everybody, thank you so much for joining me. That's going to be it. If you haven't joined the Bomb Squad already, why haven't you? All you gotta do is like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to leave me a comment below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me also know if you've ever had a time where you just came this close to dying over something stupid. Leave it in the comment section down below. So everybody, that's it. We'll see you next time. Until then, this is your man Frosty reminding you to always and forever stay classy. Damn, that hurt.